Good evening, coming to you at 2300 hours, 38 minutes, Saturday, February 9th, in 2019. I titled this, Are All White People Racist, or Are They Really Not Racist, or Are They Racist? To me, yes. And I say this, excuse me to my, I'm going to say excuse me because your uncles and cousins don't say excuse me when they're calling me a nigger. And while they're calling me a nigger, you may walk out the room, but you're not going to stand up and say nothing to them. That's why I say all white people are racist. All white people are racist. We have presidents spoke. Never in my whole life have I seen a white person come on TV and defend African Americans, which you like to call us that name. But in the books, it's still as we are Negroes. They're trying to call it, they made it a color out of it and put it into the Spanish language. And it's Nigra and Negro. And then y'all wrote down as it as a Niger, as a place to live at, a country. And it all mean the same thing. It did, and I studied all of this information. It all mean the same thing. That's why all white people are racist. Not one white person. We have a president that it can start removing, eradicating, and deleting racism from our nation. We had all these presidents, but when our black president tried to do it, y'all deemed them as, y'all compare KKK murdering black innocent people to the Black Panther Party. Y'all compare KKK murdering black people, African Americans, to Black Lives Matter Party. And y'all compare that to the demo. It seems as don't matter what we do, y'all don't say nothing. This is so my white subscribers and white people that's going to watch this. Why, after all these years, we're still talking about race? If racism is really dead, why is it every year after year after year? Why isn't my niece and nephew growing up into this then? If racism is dead, how come we can have a president that can say there's nothing wrong what these black African Americans was doing at a march, and the dude could come with a gun and start shooting at them? They don't have nobody there had a gun. Our president said nothing. But when we had a president that looked closer to my skin complexion, y'all ringed him out. His daughter's not on drugs. His daughter's not hurting nobody. They don't have babies. They still don't have a baby. The wife is a great woman. Y'all called her a man. Y'all called her all these words. And the husband, y'all said, y'all tried to get him on smoking weed. What president never smoked weed before? I never smoked it. But I know a lot of people that I grew up with. My mother smoked weed before. I'm quite sure my father, he smoked cigarettes and he drank beer. So I'm quite sure he done some type of, he probably smoked it, but he done a drug before. I was drunk alcohol before. I thought I was smoking cigarette. I never smoked a cigarette. Or that was never my thing or weed, but I had alcohol. And we tried to hit him on that. So you telling me, white people, y'all not racist? White men, you're not racist. Just because you I know you're racist. Just because you get a black woman, that don't make you down. Because you have black friends, you're not down. I listen to what y'all say and do. I don't worry. To me, a white person, excuse me, every little thing you do is about your actions. I don't listen to nothing word. I don't care one word that come out of your mouth. If you're going to say you're going to work on my side, I say, give me your, I need your resume. And so I need the phone numbers as you do on when you, I need the job interview you, even as a friend. Because I know you're liable to not be on my side when they start coming against me for no apparent reason. That's why we have problems today, because white people still haven't stood up. I'm starting to say that didn't even matter. That was a ploy. I cried when I seen the white man defend. I was crying when they was beating on the black people and how they was doing the women, Then they started hurting kids. I cried. I wasn't there. I was watching the tape. It was a real video of the Martin Luther King Day. How they was spraying the African Americans down with water for marches to be treated equal, to have some fairness in this world. We had to create Department of Labor, affirmative action, the NAACP, a demographic party, and everything have all been exploited since then. And it's been exploited by white people. And y'all say, no, it was black people. No, it was white people. That's why y'all adopt black kids. That's why y'all want to get on their side so they can start defending you. I would never, I'm not going to defend you. You know why? Because you never defended me. Because you know why you don't defend me? Because you still don't say nothing. I don't see white people coming together and say, wow, that cop was wrong. See, I'm not stupid. That's why I say all white people are racist. There's no such thing as casual racism, reverse racism, and was it structural racism? No, racism is all the same. It's all rooted from the same seed. It's hatred from your grandfathers and ancestors. My grandfathers and ancestors as well. They went through what they was doing. It wasn't racism yet because they was already physically doing it. They was enslaving the people. Once you tried to so-called, how the Republican Party, the party that's supposed to get us out, that's the same party that caused slavery. So the same party. No, I don't play games. Evil is evil. I didn't vote because there's nobody to vote for. I don't vote for these elections because there's nobody to vote for. We keep talking about voting. There's nobody to vote for. We talk about coming together. Just because you sleep with a black woman or a white man or a black man, you're not changing nothing. Because you're not telling your family to stop. When my brother talk about women, I check them. Do you check your brother and fathers and uncles and say, don't call them there? Do you get in their face? Would you stump a mud hole in their ass for calling me a nigger when I'm not around? When I'm not around, do you do anything? Do you speak up? That's how I know you don't speak up. Because I would ask you and you would tell me no. I asked some many white men. I thought that was my brothers because they went to a church or no. And when they told them that, I told them you're a racist too. All they can do is just stare at me. They couldn't say nothing to me. I don't sugarcoat nothing with the guys. I say, I respect you, dude. I'm not going to hurt you for no reason. I help you. I help men. I gave them money. They need something to eat because I don't see myself. I can't be the same way as your father and you are to some black people. Somebody picking on them, I stand up for them. But if he calls somebody a nigger and they messing with him, I back off because I know you won't even back on to defend me when I'm doing nothing wrong. And we have yet to do that. That's why when my women start saying I'm gonna be the white man, I laugh at them. I say, if there was a race war, guess where your husband at be? Guess who he's not going to defend you. He's going to have you do all his work. He's going to have you talk about all the men. I heard a black woman say, I hate black men, and my husband hate black men. He a white man. So that was perfect for me. And she never even had a black man before in her life, an African-American man, quote unquote, black in her whole entire life. She never dated and she was a virgin. She never been out with one, but I was like, you must be a troll or you a goddamn fool. So don't tell me that white people are good people. Yeah, you gave me a job because it's the NBA. I went to an NBA game. I felt like I was watching a plantation. People are like, oh, they get millions of dollars. Well, if it's a word, the owners get zillions of dollars. They'll waive you and cut you and trade you in a heartbeat. This past NBA, I want to talk about NBA politics, why the sport suck. Got a lot of things to talk about that leading that's very spiritual. And white people are not spiritual. They are so spiritual they stop hurting people. They will stand up for people. No, they don't do that. So don't tell me that all white people is not racist. Now, if you a guy following me, I don't have no apologies for this, but you got to really think about what I'm saying. Don't just cut me off. Think about what I'm really saying to you. You see black men doing wrong, you may not see it all, but you see it. If you click on a video, you will see it. Now Google, I'm gonna Google some videos and put them into this thing. If I'm gonna type in on Google or internet searches, type white man defending the black race or African Americans, and I'm gonna look him up to see his credentials, to see if he's just talking or was there some action. I met one white guy. He said, an older white gentleman, and he said he reminded me of one of his workers. He's a small guy. He's about 4'11", maybe 5 feet, and that was his height. He shrunk a little, but that was his height. He was really short. So he reminded me of his old worker. He used to be when Buffalo was up and running. He was in charge of a plant, and he had a lot of black workers. And the one supervisor over him said they all are lazy. He defended them and said they're not. And the supervisor say, how they not? They're this, and that. Well, he said, first of all, if you look at the plant, it's still running. And he said, if you check the numbers, it's running, since you hire a lot of them, it's running 25% more efficiently when we have more of a white cast, right employees. And and that was over time, because he said at one point the plant was at peak efficiency at 75%. He said it slowed down, and this is why. He gave a real reason. He said he started noticing a lot of people how they got the plant paid good money, but still they had to get to work. He said a lot of them didn't have cars. A lot of them didn't know they didn't drive. You got to remember, he's an older gentleman, so we're still illiterate. See, people think after slavery was over, it was all dandy. No, it wasn't. We'd go on TV or watch a Super Bowl, a World Series, a nationally televised event. And then we won't have the president go on TV and say, can we stop racism? And bring a whole bunch of people on here to talk and have like a fireside chat. We can do that three or four times a year. What's that? And annually, how that go? How you not get paid? What is that called? Quarterly. Every 3 months, do it a big event on TV. Choose the regular, them basic channels, and take them over. But no, and that's that's what I think is very funny about the world, especially in America, United States. How a lot of these companies are white people owned. I say white because they might be British or Russian or Euro descent. And they have full power of a lot of things, or even at the jobs, and they got speaker systems. Like we're battling, we never talk about battling against racism. That is never an event on TV. That's not even an event on these channels. That's what I'm here for. That's why the creator had me. I'm on a mission. I'm not a weak punk to say that all white. I'm not. And I will say it to their face. And I'll say, you know why I call you racist? And exactly what I just told y'all. That's watching. That's listening to me. That's why. And if you can give me an example of not, I mean a real heart. I don't mean out of his mouth. I said, did you check your uncle and brother and father? No. Okay. I would check my father. My father tried to say some things 2 times in my life. I told my father, I was like, I don't know if I said sir or not, but I think you should stop. Because what you about to say and do is try to belittle me. And I'm not nothing to belittle that. And I said, not being funny, I'm bigger than you. And I'm stronger than you. I said, you may not think I can beat you, but I would never hit my father. I will only defend my father. But I would never in my life expected my father to call me less than a man, based it off some whatever reason he thought. A hard part of my life. I don't do drugs. I don't have children. I don't womanize women. I don't have a criminal record. I mind my own damn business. You can tell me anything else. You can help me. You can go a little farther. No, he wouldn't do that. I even need him to drive me somewhere to get to the interview. I just need to get there. I can do the rest after I get the job. But I wanted to make sure I was on time and I knew where I was going. He wouldn't do it.